Razabani Fire Full TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're here in Bournemouth and JB's in town. Must be some business going on. Joshua Buatsi. Been a while, how are we doing?
Not bad, man, not bad. Some nice boxing going on, so I thought I'd come down, watch, support the guys. But of course, the main event is a fight that I'm looking forward to. So I thought I'd come down and watch and support, man.
Nice to be just a few metres from the beach as well.
Yeah, man, it's a nice place. First time in Bournemouth, to be fair. And I came when the sunset just went down, so I should have come during the sun, like when it was sunny and that. But it's a nice place, bro.
Let's talk about a couple of the people on the card that you did come to see. Start off with Fraser Clark. It was all going off yesterday at the weigh-in. He's a big guy from Argentina. I don't remember how to pronounce his name, but I think he weighed in 22 stone. But Fraser got him out of there.
Well, he did, man. And I didn't see the build-up to this card mainly, but Fraser's been out from a hand injury, I believe, so him coming back, taking on a good opponent like that. And again, it's an opponent where I said to my boy, it's good he got rid of him, because someone like that, before you know it, you're in the later rounds, and it's like, why is he still here? Do you know what I mean? So the opportunity came and he took him out, so done well, man.
A man who made his professional debut today, he didn't disappoint. You've known him a long, long time. Everyone's spoken about him. There's a lot of hype around him. Is he the real deal?
I feel so, man. I can say that more when I've been in there with someone. You know, if I haven't been, because we're different weights or whatever, I can say, yeah, I think this guy's the real deal. But I've been in there with Ben many, many rounds, so I can say, from what I remember, Ben's the real deal, man.
A lot of flashiness, reminding me a little bit of Prince Nassim in there. Is that Ben being Ben? Is that him?
Yeah, it is. If it weren't him being himself, then I might be like, oh, come on, bro, be yourself in there. But that's Ben, bro, you know what I mean? And if you remove it, it's not Ben, do you know what I mean? So I think that's normal, that's how he fights, that's how it is, and the build-up and how he's manoeuvring, that's him. So I don't think he's even stepping out of character. And once someone is not stepping out of character, then I'm always like, yo, do your thing, and when it's time to fight, if you get the result, you get the result.
I spoke to Sugar Hill yesterday, we had a sit down, and he said, this guy's special. He goes, I wouldn't have taken him on. He reminds me like an old Roy Jones Jr. Obviously, Ben's going to be campaigning at light heavy. What have the sparring been like?
Competitive, every round. And I think leading to my 2016 Olympic Games, I used to stay extra days just to spar Ben and John Doherty. Yeah, so good rounds, and a bit like if they weren't good, I wouldn't have stayed them extra days. So it was good work to prepare me for that. And I think even when I turned pro, I sparred Ben for like a few years early on in my career. So competitive sparring, and that's what you want, and that's what I got.
By the time this goes out, the fight probably be over. But Billum Smith, Chamberlain, great fight. I know you know, obviously, Isaac quite well as well from the ends. Well, not exactly from your ends, but you've kind of known each other. But how do you see that fight playing out tonight?
I've got to sit on the fence because I know both fighters quite well. I've sparred a lot of rounds with Chamberlain years ago. Billum Smith nearer to now, but again, that was a while ago. But looking at it, Chamberlain's got the ability, the talent, the speed and everything, but Billum Smith has been in those fights, which might be the difference. But there's an opportunity, and Chamberlain may rise and say, yo, this is it. I've been away, I ain't been active or all of that stuff, but this is my time and he's going to take it. So I think it's who shows up, and that's what boxing always is, who shows up on the night. But Billum Smith, of course, is his hometown, as the crowd. There will be that pressure, but you can use it in a good way. When there's pressure, use it, man. It's there, do you know what I mean? But Chamberlain, as we've said, for a cruiserweight, is quick. Got a good boxing IQ from what I can remember. So it'll be an interesting fight, man.
Let's move on to yourself. I saw something on Twitter today that the EBU have sanctioned yourself versus Callum Smith for the European light heavyweight title. Just want to get your reaction to that and when you heard it.
So I thought it was Callum Johnson. Then I went on Twitter again. I said, refresh the page, and I was like, oh, I said to my boy, yo, it says Callum Smith. He says, yeah. I was like, this is long, because this is the third matchup I've had this week or in the last 2 weeks. First it was me and Bivol, apparently, then me and Pascal, then myself and Callum Smith. So there's a lot of matchmaking online. People are away tweeting and saying what they think, which they're allowed to, but it hasn't come from me. So until I put out who it is that I'm fighting, then that's legit. Anything that you hear and all of that, it's not true, man. But yeah, it's good that people want to see me fight all these guys, so I'm not denying it or I'm not running away from it.
We know Callum Smith's obviously fighting for final eliminator for the WBC belt on the Joshua card.
Yeah, so that doesn't even make sense. Because he's fighting, what, in 2 weeks' time? 3 weeks' time for a much more important title, I would think. So if I were him, I wouldn't even be looking at it. And for myself, I was in a fight where they said the winner gets Bivol, so I wouldn't necessarily be looking at the European. Do you know what I mean? So it's opinions, man.
Over the last couple of years, I know you've had some issues with injuries, kept you out. You haven't been as active as you want. Ideally, Bivol, the name that you want, because he's got that world title.
Yeah, look, like I said, the last fight, it was winner gets Bivol. That was the equation, man. And as I've always said, and I'm going to say it again, and I've said in a lot of interviews, whenever I'm asked about it, I will bring in Spider, because he gave me a good run for the money. It was a good fight. People that I see, they say, Buatsi, you and Spider put in a good fight. They never say, oh, you box well, Buatsi. Nah, you and Spider. So I have to big him up. Gave me a good run for my money, man. But like I said, the script was win this and you get the Bivol fight.
We are hearing that Bivol might be given a mandatory. If that does happen, Pascal?
That's another fight that's been made. What do I think of that? It's a good fight. Depends what it's for. Of course, how much you're getting paid for it. What my team says, but mainly for me, I'll be back in camp and getting to work. As I always say, there's a price to pay, so I'll go pay my price.
Looks like October, Anthony Yarde against Artur Beterbiev, obviously the unified champion at the moment. I just want to get your reaction. It's obviously not confirmed yet. It looks likely it's going to happen. The teams have talking about it. Frank has spoken about it. Just want to get your reaction if Yarde steps in the ring with arguably one of the hardest hitting punchers in boxing.
2 hands, 2 legs. Beterbiev can punch, so can Yarde. So I always say, they say it's always different when you go and hunt a deer and the deer's got a gun, because usually we got the guns and we're looking for them. But it's going to be different if they roll up and they've got one too. So I think 2 hands, 2 legs, man. Beterbiev can punch, so can Yarde. And there's an opportunity to win 3 belts within one fight. Why not? Do you know what I mean? So again, who gets to right on the night? Which boxing is, bro? Like, we do all the prep that we want, but who's going to get it right on the night? And he's got a chance, man. He's got a chance.
I'm sure you'll be rooting for Anthony Yarde. Obviously, I know he's a competitor and a rival, but surely if he gets 3 belts, you go and fight Bivol, and you beat Bivol, it becomes a huge fight.
Crazy fight, you know what I mean? But even if it doesn't work out like that on my side, and he's still going, so his fight looks more realistic than mine. So I still wish him the best, and I still want him to win. Guys from London, England, man, I'm supporting and rooting for him.
I can hear the ring walks have started, Josh, so I'm going to end this now, even though there's a few more. So we look out for a few announcements, my man, and then, we'll catch up with you soon.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned then. I'll be back out in October/November times. I'll be ready.
Joshua Buatsi, IFL TV, thank you very much.
Thank you, man.